Yo, yo, yo. Back at it again. So yeah, man. We talked about a range of topics. Uh, we have fun with the 38 special Fool's Mate topic. We talked about Screwface hosting a tournament. And yeah, man, I gotta say, I'm also in another tournament. I'm in another competition. My guy Timbaland, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you guys have seen the ad going around. Some serious prize money on the line. You know, I uh I had a couple of friends reach out telling me, yo, this came across their radar. Maybe it's something I should look into, there's a lot of controversy right now with Phoenix flexing and the rubber song, and there's also a lot of artists tapping into that 60s, 70s, 80s sound. So, seems like hip hop has, found a new groove, or not really so much new, but we're implementing some aesthetics from the past to a modern era. And with that, of course, AI, people feel a way about it. I think I just saw Pitchfork give Tyga's album, which I think he goes by Starface, which is a cool name. I think they gave his album like a zero point 0.0, straight up AI slop. I'm pretty sure there's some fire bangers on there. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, because I do believe Tyga to be an artist first, and I do believe him to make bangers before obviously AI, because he has bangers. And so I'm believing that he's inputting certain things in the AI to, of course, automate certain situations. It's super controversial, right? Because, you know, people feel like it's cheating, or it's almost like people. I've seen a lot of people say, like, you're skipping steps by just allowing robots to basically take over and operate things for you. But you know, to get back on point, because Timbaland, he's dabbled with Suno, with using AI and stuff like that, and um, one of my aces up my sleeve is that I predate AI from photos to music. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, me using AI, I'm just having a blast. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't quite used AI yet. When it comes to, cause like how I want to use it, right? Like I want to use it to perhaps make beats that I have in my head. I have an MPC, so I know I can stem out those ideas and then recreate from there. Which I'd rather learn how to cook as well, but just using tools to gather resources for me, I think is very effective. And I have a song up my sleeve called Mula McQueen that I put out in 2021, but I had it made in 2020. Um, Shout outs to Fabi, and I forgot the other dude's name, but they both made the beat. And yeah, I on that song, before Tory Lanez, even though Tory Lanez did a phenomenal job with that Alone at Prom album, again, before the AI, right? We know Tory Lanez to be a beast at song making. His ability is crazy, and even from jail to be able to, still drop tapes and keep us entertained and fed. Salute to that guy. You know what I'm saying? But I was before him with the whole concept of hitting the 80s, and I'm also before a lot of people implementing hip hop rap styles over the 80s type beats as well. probably not the first, of course, because it's a big world out there. I'm sure there's some anomalies, but yeah, man, I was like, you know what? Let me let me do two tournaments at once. You know what I'm saying? We got Screwface on the left, where he gets excited about bar work, and he has a lot of spitters in his camp that are gonna pull up. So I said, you know what? Let me place Falcon Punch over there. You know, uh, get the momentum going for that. And then for the right, we have Timbaland, well known OG, top tier, high level producer. Offering 100,000. I believe 50,000 is for the first place, and then you get a chance to work with him on the album, record something with him, and perform live somewhere. I believe there's like 10 slots where I think 1, 2, and 3 gets prize money. I think the second place gets 30,000. Third place is 20,000. So even if I snag third, man, 20 motherfucking thousand. You know what I'm saying?
Bravo Bagazo.
20,000. 20,000 is 20,000. 30,000 is 30,000. $50,000 is $50,000. So, of course the money is there, right? But I know Timberland ain't gonna make it easy. And I feel like, with the Orbit, I think who he partnered with is Orbit. Um, the kickoff for this event is gonna be August 18th. So it's in a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've already submitted. I submitted Mula McQueen. Figured Falcon Punch for the bar work. Like I said, Mula McQueen for the pop world, the more polished sound. And I'm also kind of banking in a way that people doubt me so hard that they think it's AI because it's that good. You know what I'm saying? And that's really my ace up my sleeve, is that I had it made before AI came out to the public. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm keeping it honest here, but at the same time, I'm also telling the fans that I would love to, use AI in ways to help me, not necessarily write my lyrics or my choruses or, my verses. I know a lot of rappers be like, I wrote the verse, but I had so and so write the chorus for me. To me, that's still having a ghostwriter or a writer for you to make a song. You understand? And, as an MC, I know MCs pride themselves more so over verses than hooks. But for me and my criteria as an MC, I am a full-fledged writer, and I take pride in that. And that's something I don't want the AI to do for me, is to prompt me lyrics. Like, my brain and pattern recognition, the AI can't match me. I have to tell the AI what to do in order for it to catch up to me. And so, in knowing that, I'm not sure what Tyga did for the album. I haven't listened to the album. I'm sure there's quality from the trailer that I've heard, right? Like the little snippet I heard. But, you know, the reason why I would implement AI, you know, is for the engineering and maybe for the beat making. Now, you know, I'm pretty new at beat making. I got my MPC right here. This is the Akai XL, the latest model. I love it. I got a new skin on it. It's super awesome, right? And you know, as I'm practicing, learning the features, step by step every now and then, putting together some shit. Um, I feel like I feel like there's so many ways to go about capturing sounds that you might think of on a daily, that you'll just, give it to the AI and see what it could come up with. And I feel like using your imagination to create is still being creative. I might not know all the bells and whistles and the science of how to structure a beat, but I hear things in my head before I, make the music. You know what I'm saying? Before I write the verse or the hook, or I hear it first before anything, right? So that's the same thing with me for beats. Now, the thing is, I love the producers I rock with. I'm still gonna, invest in them, and because they got great sounds. My close friend, August Waters, you know, I love his beats. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still gonna always rhyme over people that make beats. But even August, has created some phenomenal beats using AI. He's even used his own beats as a reference point to have the AI kind of you have a meter where you can keep some of the essence there or a good amount of it or none at all. Like it'll just completely make its own thing. And the fact that, even from my photographer, we're finding clever ways to, you know, gather certain images as stock images to then use creatively in certain places in the artwork. Um, that, if you think about it, it would take him probably 20 to 30 minutes to find some shit on the internet that's even close. And even then, he still will do that because there's always some fly shit out there. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have an eye for things. But when we talking about workflow and work speed and just having time to do something else or knowing that you want to create something and just let it sit for a while. You might AI something and then re-engineer what the AI. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know for people out there, people might think it's cheating, but the reality is Phoenix flexing, he hit a slot machine and printed out a hit. He 3D printed a hit. You know what I'm saying? And if you can change your life, and see, I think what the downside is for him is that he didn't own it. Like the fact that it came out that it was from that one site, I forgot what it's called. It's not Suno. It has like a bird logo on it. I can't remember it, but the fact that the site came out and says yes, that was generated from us type of thing. He should have owned it out the gate instead of trying to act like he's this, anointed genius. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the credibility is people rather, just throw mud or throw shit at you. You know what I'm saying? Even though they can't make shit or think of shit for themselves, they can't wait to shit on somebody that has something so dope or great or awesome or whatever. I think the song was chill. It's probably not obviously the best lyrical thing ever, whatever. But what is nowadays for something to just be chill to listen to and cook some food to and clean the crib to. You know what I'm saying? Like not every song has to fit and check every box. You know what I'm saying? So you can't put that type of pressure on that type of bop. That's not what that's for. You know what I'm saying? But not really owning up to your shit. And I guess, we live in an era where being transparent about um those particular moves is what, allows your fan base to kind of really put in perspective on how they're gonna trust you or respect you. I think as an artist, just naturally, we have to know the rules to break them. And so for me, I'm gonna keep it a bean. I don't. Even though I bought a beat machine to learn how to make beats, so that way I could learn how to cook my own food and not have to come out of pocket buying beats because they can get really expensive. You know, now with the AI, if I got grandiose ideas, but I just don't know how to structure it in the machine right now, I could just tell the AI to make the beat because truth be told, my heart and passion is not in beat making. I just bought the machine because I know that I want to save money in the future and ultimately, be kind of hands on all my music. You know what I'm saying? From the production to the lyrics to the direction, all of that shit. So to me, it's a valid investment to learn, and at the same time with technology that's out that can help me achieve certain ideas to either put in the machine or just keep as is because it's fresh as is. I feel like I could juggle both and use both to where I'm not taking years to learn how to make something just to not even probably rap to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, that's where I am with beat making, is that it's not my passion to really care about it as much to then be like, oh, nah, I'm not going to do it because it's all about the craft. And that's just not, I'm just doing it because I understand um, what it could do for me in the long run. You understand? And when it comes to engineering, now, for a lot of artists, you know, engineering can be, quite pricey at times. You know what I'm saying? Whether, it's the money or it's the relationships, right? And so, with what you got to understand is that with AI in play, and it's kind of terrible to say, but in some ways, I rather the machine. I rather talk to the robots, create with the robots. And I know that sounds bad, but like when we think about time, when we think about being efficient, if I want something now, I can get it now. I don't have to wait, months to a year to get one thing. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised how many producers, take time off to drop something, when they get around to dropping something again, or, maybe your engineer is so booked up, you can't ever get in the studio. Like, these are real life things. And so as culture is constantly moving and adapting at such a pace, it's like you don't want to idle time doing one thing, which for me, it's writing really well or singing really well on these beats that I have ideas on. And then it's like, okay, well, how can I record it? And then you might be like, well, Blane, why don't you just learn to engineer? And it's like, yeah, sure, cool. Yeah, right. You're right. I'm going to take my time learning certain things, but I'm also not going to just hold myself back learning those things when I know I have tools that can get me out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I haven't tested it yet, but I want to be able to record something and then let the AI engineer it. And I got to figure out what apps are available for that to happen. If you guys know of any apps, leave it in the comment section, right? And when the AI is engineering my vocals, does Spotify give me the AI persona tag because I had AI assist me in engineering? Because they were already saying like, yo, if anybody got AI artwork as their profile, label them as a persona. If anybody got AI anything in their music, if it was AI assisted, label it as AI persona or whatever. And honestly, if that's what Spotify is doing, knowing that a lot of people don't fuck with AI right now, then, to keep it a bean, like, I'll just plug my shit out of Spotify. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me because my fan base actually isn't on Spotify. I might have a few people that like Spotify or use Spotify often, but I'm more so, SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Music anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I'm more so distributing in person anyway. And I like that. I like that Master P out the trunk type of grind. You know what I'm saying? So if Spotify is going to act up like that, and they already have been acting up like that, and streaming already doesn't pay as well anyway. And so if that's the case, I think at some point in the future, we might just opt out of Spotify, respectfully. I'm not making anything over there. I don't have followers out the wazoo over there anyway. So it doesn't bother me, right? And with people, if I sell it to somebody in person and they go, yo, is it AI? I mean, shit, I'ma just tell them, yeah, it is. I'm the AI the beat, and then I had the AI engineer make my vocals butter. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't like that, fuck off. I don't know what to tell you because I save money. I save time dealing with people that it almost becomes like a burden to the art form. And I really had to step back and say to myself, like, damn, like, I really conditioned myself over the years to constantly do the same thing with the same people. And now that I have a bulk of material over the years, that's good. You know what I'm saying? To promote and do whatever. I think my next half of my artist run is to learn some of this shit and then use some of the tools that's out there while I'm learning some of the shit. So yes, I'm gonna learn how to engineer slightly better. Yes, I'm gonna learn how to put beats together and stuff like that. But best believe that I'm gonna take these concepts and then I'm gonna put it in a machine to then perfect shit or just get me to a level where the quality is just top tier. Because to be honest, and you know, the moment you use AI anyway, they'll think that the lyrics are AI because it just sounds so good, too good to be true, that there's no way he wrote it as well. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whether they try to label it for the little things that you got assistance on, it's not going to change how people treat you the moment they find out that you use it. You know, back when, before ChatGPT and all of that shit was available for everybody, you know, my Photoshop shit from my man's Ainge, you know, it was so fun. It's still top tier. We still got classics. And now we have apps that, you know, can kind of get you close to what we've created with Photoshop. But even back then when we had Photoshop, people would go, oh, he used Photoshop. Oh, he had Photoshop. You know, that's the same thing. Like, oh, he used AI. You know what I'm saying? So it's always going to be whenever it's the same thing with auto-tune. You know, people be like, yo, auto-tune is not the same as AI. But you don't understand, like, the way how people use it is how they come at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, can you sing? Nah, that's auto-tune. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people just find anything to dismiss you, man. You know, and what people gotta understand, like, this is art at the end of the day. This is how I want my art to be at the end of the day. This shit got nothing to do with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I understand it's a business. And so if you feel like your taste is on some, you know, I need my shit organically human. I need my vegan human type songs more so than the robotic machinery perfect, you know, type songs. If that's what your diet is for the music, I can't hate on that. Cause I got a half of me. I got music right now in abundance that caters to that already. So it ain't even like I miss out. Like I'm already veteran OG. You know what I mean? Like I didn't come in the game. I didn't, you know, come in the game just off rip using, you know, AI and I got nothing to show for how I built my skill level. I have it. You know, I diss niggas in HD. You know what I'm saying? In 8K. Like at this point, there is no turning back for me. You know what I'm saying? So I only look at this as the next evolution in the arc, and it's just gonna take time to figure out and master. And you know, it's just crazy, you know, the perception that AI has right now. I'm seeing a lot of posts about how people feel about it, you know, oh, people that use AI feel like they're really artists. But what about the artists that were already real artists and you never supported their art when it was real in the first place? What about the artist that was all that I just said just now, and then they use that imagination that you don't have and that direction and that creativity that you don't have, and then they put that in the machine and they really bring their shit to life? You know, what about that artist? You know what I'm saying? What about that artist, the person with the actual imagination? He might not have had the skill set or the tools, but he can articulate himself well enough to still achieve a result that you can't while using the same applications. I'm just saying, man, y'all niggas can't talk to me. Y'all can't talk to me at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just missing out. Y'all was already hating. See, that's the thing. Like, y'all hate so much that y'all get nothing done. And that's y'all problem. Y'all don't get shit done. Y'all just talk shit for clicks. But nothing is monetized over there. Nothing is sexy at all over there. Over here, it's crazy. It's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't even I'm back in AI and I haven't even made any well, I've made some AI tracks with my man's August, but I haven't publicly put any of that out yet. The most that I've put out is just the artwork, creating YouTube thumbnails, you know what I'm saying? Whether I gotta resize something that I originally made, or whether I had AI touch it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then, let that be the cover photo. Y'all don't even have cover photos on y'all videos. Y'all videos be butt ass out here. Yeah. Y'all let the fucking the YouTube or whatever dictate what photo in the video to capture in the video as your fucking cover photo. It's just sloppy work. You guys are just sloppy. Before it was AI slop, you niggas was just human slop. You niggas was sloppy to begin with. And then you call that art because it's a human that, man, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up, man. I'm perfect selling this bitch, man. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Give me the androids, nigga. We krilling the day, nigga. We krilling the day. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Bravo Bagazo.
You feel me? And so that's just, I don't know, man. That's just how I feel about it. Like, respectfully, like, to each his own. I'm not, it's a damn shame that I listen to more AI music anyway. That's better than the human bullshit that we get today anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's the other thing. I think Pitchfork just tried to be controversial with the 0.0, the Tyga, but the reality is, Tyga has hits in real life. Catch up. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he created a new alter ego to have fun with, to kind of revitalize his spirit in the game, and have just, a time creating things and learning, you know what I mean? Like, it's just insane. Like, you guys, y'all complain about shit being the same, and then when people try to do things to push the envelope, y'all throw mad arrows and pitchforks in that person's back for trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you niggas don't even try. I just commentate from the bleachers. It's pathetic. Like, you'll never be able to match up with the gods. You'll never be able to sit with us and really politic about what to craft next, because you don't know how to think. You niggas don't think for yourselves anyway. That's why a lot of y'all took the jab. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even going to further explain on that, but, clearly, we seen Fauci pleading the fifth. You know what I'm saying? 150 fucking times. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I don't listen to the mainstream. I don't listen to you niggas anyway. I listen to the energy of it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be in the lab with the beakers and the flasks, blowing shit up, testing shit out. Not everything is gonna work just because it's AI. Sometimes AI can get choppy too. But if you know what to fucking chop as a human, because you got ears and a soul, dog, like, it's complete chaos control. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. That's my take. I ain't really think, I guess what triggered this was that Timbaland does dabble into the AI. I think he signed his own AI artist. But yeah, man, I'm in that competition too. Look, man, if it's one thing about me that y'all should know, if there's money on the table, I'm gonna figure out how to pull up a chair. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna figure out how to make myself at home, how to be the incoming guest at that table, man. And you know what I'm saying? If we playing a game of cards at that table, I'm just trying to look at Moolah McQueen right now and Falcon Punch and be like, yo, I believe in y'all so much. What can we achieve? Because even if I don't win any bread from either, it's the fact that I attempted, I tried, you know what I'm saying? And I got my sound out there, and maybe I can gain a fan or two. You know what I'm saying? And then I just keep building just like that. You know what I'm saying? Until I get to where I need to be, where I'm trying to go, and that's just ultimately it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're independent, and you're confident, you're Godfident. When you got all of that going on for you, like, people hate it, and they only hate what they can't understand, or they only hate what they lack. So it's never really so much personal to you. It's more so like you being a mirror reflecting where they at and what they could be doing, But a lot of people are so fearful in thinking about what would other people think that it paralyzes them from even trying to begin with. And so for me, we don't play that shit over here. We don't give a fuck about what y'all feel like anyway. You know what I'm saying? We gonna dish it out. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you want to comment, hate, that's because deep down you're a hater. You know what I'm saying? I don't waste time commenting negativity. You know what I'm saying? Like, the time is too precious to try to clash and defend myself. My artwork, I could put up mad shots, mad of my art out online. It's all public. You feel me? And then I could step out for a month and some change, you know, and come back and my art done whooped all of y'all ass, whooped all of the allegations. You know what I'm saying? Done gave y'all niggas wedgies, done made y'all bitch ass niggas fans. Like, that's what my art do. Cause it's timeless over time. You understand? Like, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can't, y'all, like, I'm such a ghost even to my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I make the shit strong enough to fuck y'all up. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I get back, I check my songs like, all right, what's the damage? Who commented? How many views? How many shares? How many reposts? All right, man, yeah, good shit. You know, I be dapping up my songs like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just extensions of me. It's extensions of my energy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just how I see, you know, we got the emerald mindset over here. You know, when I said the chaos control, like, I meant that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, look, man, if you are artists out there, don't be afraid to try some shit. You know what I'm saying? Even if it blows up in your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, clearly something ignited something. And if you could figure out how to time it, control it, harness it, the moves can get real explosive, but real controlled, real seasoned, real veteran-like, to where it's like, damn, like, I ain't expect all of that energy from that man like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I get that a lot. I get that a lot, you know, and I think, and I just want to say, you know, with the relationships that I've made over the years to get to this point, I thank them because, you know, without them, in a way, I wouldn't have what I have in totality today. I may have the ideas, but getting the engineer, the photographer, the videographer, you know, the person that I might smoke blunts with and we talk and talk shop and, you know, help each other projects out and stuff like that. Everybody in my network, I'm appreciative of them helping me get this far, whether we're cool today or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you. Because now that I'm equipped and seasoned and prepared, what I'm about to do with the technology coming in, it's about to be extremely unfair. You understand? It's about to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just letting y'all know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even worried about dropping right away because there's really no point. There's really no point right now. I'm about to dive into the sound, make so much in abundance, and really just what I have out, I'll let that eat and let that rock, let that marinate over the time, you know, create visuals and just have fun and just connect with my audience while I really figure this shit out, while I really study the science and really put it all together to show y'all that, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm unbeatable up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, up here, you know, it's just God tier shit. It's just God tier shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I get all my ideas from source. You know what I'm saying? On some Pharrell shit. I got a universal library card. I just be checking shit out. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know, I'm on some hyper liberian shit right now. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. If you know 5Ds, then you know. It is what it is. But yeah, man, I'm in the tournament. I'm in 2 tournaments. Cause why not? Why not? 2026, 2 tournaments. Why not? Yeah. Yeah. We can battle rap over there and then we can go pop over here. Yeah, absolutely. So you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. Trying to figure out what other topics I could get into. Stay tuned, man. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you for rocking with me. You know, whether you like, share, comment, subscribe, I mean, it might sound like begging, but it does help. You know what I'm saying? To actually cut through. But if not, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all stopping by. Let me know how y'all feel about everything I've said so far. Let me know if you use AI. How do you implement it in your work? Um, yeah, let's just build. Let's just build. I'm just trying to build, man. I'm not trying to tear nobody down. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit, man. So whatever comments y'all about to drop, just make sure it's one brick at a time, adding to the fortress, adding to the castle. You know what I'm saying? Throwing it at the castle, you gotta understand we already Magneto with the force field over here, so it's not really gonna do anything. You know what I mean? You just wasting stamina. But till next time, man. Doses.